Golf Series inaugural event begins this week, despite the continued outcry from Royal PGA players. Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas have declared the Saudi-backed series as a shame and a bummer. The new kid on the block series has attracted big names like Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson and Sergio Garcia. Louis Oosthuizen is one of 8 South African golfers confirmed for the event starting in London today. For more on this, we're joined by Sunshine Tour Commissioner Thomas Abt. Very good morning to you, Thomas. So lots of divided opinion with regard to this LIV series. A lot of people saying that it will destroy and fracture the sport. In your opinion, why would they have that sense of thought with regard to the tournament? And also, what do you think about the LIV series?
Good morning, and thanks for having me this morning. I think that the whole challenge around the LIV series, or the perception around the series, is around there's just so much money. But again, from a Sunshine Tour perspective, if I bring it back home quickly before I answer the question, is one of we're governed by our rules and regulations that we put in place. So all of our 8 players that have gone to go play, they're allowed to do exactly that, because our regulations state that if there's a conflicting event in our territory, and our territory is Sub-Saharan Africa and the Indian Ocean Islands, and if there's a conflicting event, our players need to ask for a release from us. These events taking place aren't in our territory. And also, our payoff line on the Sunshine Tour's greatness begins here. So all of these players have started their playing career in South Africa on our tour, and now progressed onto the next stage of their golf career. And with it, they've moved on to the various other tours, being the DP World Tour as well as the PGA Tour, and they've also got their sets of regulations. And this is where the outcry is coming from, is where all of these players have had to ask for a release. Some of them have been given a release by their various other tours, and some haven't. So to go back to your question, why is there such a big outcry on it? I believe it's just around the way the whole situation has been handled in terms of the conversation between the PGA Tour, the DP World Tour, and the LIV Tour. We understand, and from what we can see into, there's some disagreements between the various CEOs and commissioners in terms of why the LIV series was created. But I think that the back challenge around this particular series is just the huge amounts of money, and how these new events on the LIV Tour could affect the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. And that is still to be seen. We don't know what's going to be happening. We don't know what effect it will have on the various tours. So we're going to sit back now and see what happens over the next few days, and then see the impact that this LIV Tour will have on the various tours. And the PGA Tour have been quite vocal in terms of what their positioning is. And the DP World Tour have definitely going to sit back and see the impact on their business before they make any firm decisions if they're going to sanction their players or if not.
I know there's still many questions with regard to the effects that it will have on certain tours, but let's talk about the 8 South African players that have signed up for the LIV series. How do you expect it could affect the Sunshine Tour, particularly when you look at the PGA tournaments that a lot of players won't now be able to play in?
Yeah, as I've said, we always invite all of our players playing on the various tours across the globe to come back and support our bigger golf tournaments towards the end of the year, co-sanction the DP World Tour. And again, this year will be no different. We genuinely invite them to come back, play on our tour, and celebrate what the Sunshine Tour has given these guys in terms of opportunities to hone their skills on the biggest stages in golf. So we don't anticipate that there'll be any different this year. We do hope that some more guys do come back home and play. But the invite to all of our big players is there to come back and play and support the Sunshine Tour.
So the LIV series comes with a huge amount of money, $255 million combined in total. How much of a factor do you think money is with regard to players signing up?
Sure, it's a very difficult question, but I think you've said it yourself. I think that's exactly it. It's around the funding that the players will receive. I also think a lot of players are saying it's a new dynamic scenario, 54 holes, shotgun start, the team element, camaraderie within the team, fun. But I think all things being fair and equal, I think the funding has a part to play in it. But also it's new and different. So we'll see what kind of impact that has over the next few days. I'll be interested to see what type of viewership they get and see how that progresses and what will come from that.
So Bryson DeChambeau has now announced that he will join the event, the second event, though, not the initial one that's starting now. And we expect Patrick Reed and Robbie Fowler to follow suit. Do you think that some players are waiting to see how the initial event goes? And do you see more players then joining after they've seen how it goes?
Yeah, again, you've hit the nail on the head. We'll have to see what the PGA Tour do next week after the event, and see what sanctioning, if they do sanction their players in whatever way that may be. And from there, it'll determine what the players do going forward. Interesting enough that the next event is on American soil.
Yeah.
So I think that'll bring a whole new dynamic as well. It's in the PGA Tour's backyard, if I may call it that. But the Sunshine Tour is also a part of the golf ecosystem. And the ecosystem consists of all the golf federations. And our main objective is to give our players playing opportunity to earn a living and showcase their skills to the rest of the world. So it is a completely different dynamic, and we'll have to see what happens in this next week, which will be very telling in terms of the stance the PGA Tour take as well as the DP World Tour.
All right, we're going to leave things there. I guess it is a matter of just waiting to see. Time will tell whether it is a success, whether more players will join, and exactly how it will affect certain tours. Thank you so much, Thomas Abt, joining us to talk golf. That was the Sunshine Tour Commissioner. All right, that's all.